Hi everyone, this is Tammy at Snowstorm Crafts, and if you're new here, welcome, and if you've been here before, welcome back. So today I want to do a fun dangle with you guys for your journals, and what I'm going to do is we're going to play with some fabric, we're going to play with some stamps on fabric, and what I'm going to use is I want to use some white gesso, which would be fun, and some black acrylic paint. And let's see what we might need here. So I always need a little spritzer water bottle just in case. I want to add some fun little wooden beads. And if you're interested, I'll put this down on my Amazon link. I'll have to check to see if it's down there because these are fun to play with. Also my bulb pins, I could put those down in the link. It's a you get a good variety of them. Here, let me grab them. Okay, so I'll make sure I'll double check down in the links, but this is a fun kit to get. I mean, you get all these bulb pins, different colors, plus you just get the safety pins here, which are nice. Like you get some golds, little size, big sizes, little sizes, and some silvers. So they're really fun to play with. And then what I do is I just take my little beads and I put beads on them. So it gives it a little more interest. So it's just kind of fun to play with. So I want to use those for the closure part at the top. And I will have a fun little roller here. This I got at just Home Depot, and it's down the paint aisle, and it's a cool touch-up kit, and it's a roller. So you keep it in this container, keep the paint in it, like you don't have to worry about washing it out or rinsing it, because I stick it in a Ziploc bag with the lid and the lid on top of it, and I let it sit overnight, and it still is really good to go. I mean, you can see that. So this is great just to have, that you don't have to keep worrying about and cleaning your paints all the time. So that's going to be fun to play with, and I like taking it and rolling it onto the stamp and then stamping. So let's talk about what I got here for fabrics. This I've dyed. These are the ends of my cotton fabric that I use on my banner flags. I have rainbow banner flags that I tie-dye and I have in my Etsy shop. And I'll show you what Rit dye is great. I mean, it works. It's a concentrate liquid that you dilute, and it works on fabrics. It works on papers. It works on, I mean, it does a lot, you know. I mean, you could take it and I put it in my little tie-dye bottles and stuff, and you can just take it and drip it around on your papers and stuff, and then you can put it in a spritzer bottle. I got a really cool aquamarine blue, and then you can mix it, you know. I got black and wine in this one. So they're fun to play with, and they're cheaper than alcohol inks. I'm not saying they're better or anything like that. I just have tons of these that I dye my fabrics, and I do rainbow gift bags and stuff in my Etsy shop too. So I'm like, why not use it, you know? And it really works out great for me. So I got that, and then this is, I think, wine color and black mixed together. So I thought that would be kind of fun for just like, I'm thinking a Halloween kind of feel. I know it's not quite Halloween, but it's fun to think about, you know. It should be coming around the corner soon enough. So I thought that would be fun to incorporate. And these are my solar, I put them in a solar dye jar, and I use natural ingredients to dye this fabric. It was white. These are all my ends that I cut off my banner flags and stuff when I'm making them. And that's how white it is to start off with. So you got that, and it's just a nice cotton fabric. And then it turns into like this color. So I think that turned out really nice. And I will link the video of my Eco Dye Jar at the end screen, so you guys come check it out. It'll get the end screen for you. And it's really fun to do. Okay, so I got that, and then I got my rope that I use on my tie-dye gift bags, and I always have extras, so I did some grunginess on this. I did some coffee and tea dyed and all kinds of things to make it all grungy. So we're going to use this to tie off the top of it. So that's what I'm going to do. And what else? Oh, and stamps. we're gonna have fun with some stamps. I got a bunch of stamps up here, just waiting that we could play with. So we'll see what we use today. And I got little birds and my little words, my words and birds, and then my little flowers, dandelion. I couldn't think of the name. Dandelions. So those are great. Okay, so let's see. Let me clean some stuff up and we will get started. All right, so I got my fabric here. I want to start. And I also wanted to tell you guys that I have a bowl of water to rinse my stamps in. So after I put my acrylic paint on it, I want to make sure to rinse it right away because you don't want it to just stick on there and it'll mess up the stamp part. You know, it won't stamp as good if you leave it on there and let it get caked on. So just make sure to rinse it right away. And I also have just like a wet rag, just a little washcloth. So that's great to just stick over there and then wipe it with your washcloth and get it just wiped off and cleaned. And then with the little wooden stamps, just make sure if you, I would just either dip and just barely dip it. Just don't get the wood part in there, or you could take your wet cloth and just wipe like this, just, you know. Just be careful not to get too much water underneath or it'll come undone and won't stick to the wood anymore. But just make sure you get them cleaned off and then you get a better stamp each time. You just don't want it to get all caked up. Okay. So now we're just gonna have some fun. So we're just gonna kind of grab whatever stamps that look fun and just start stamping them down. So I love my word stamp. And we got our little roller here, so I'm just taking it. So now there's a whole bunch on there, so I think that's so neat. You can go like this and get some of it off of there. You don't need a whole bunch, you know. Like, and sometimes these rollers can just get a lot on it. So you could take it and just kind of get some of the paint off of it this way. Okay. And then I'm just gonna take it. Just roll it on. I mean, this is just so easy. And you can see where you're putting it and how much you're doing. Okay. Now with fabric, I would suggest just a little more paint than less, because it is going to go on some fabric and it's going to kind of soak in. So let's see. And then I'm just going to do a press down. Let it sit for a second and get in there. And then we'll take it off. I mean, how cool is that? It was just so much fun. Okay, so I think I'm just going to kind of do this for the background part. And then we can maybe stamp some stuff on top of it. Okay. I mean, it just looks so cool, doesn't it? Yeah, I'd love to hear in the comments what you guys think. I mean, how it's turning out. I think it turns out really just fun. I mean, you could do all kinds of things with this. You can use this, you know, as a journal cover. You can cover your journals with it after you stamp, and I mean, you could do a belly band with it. You could do pockets with it. It's just endless. You can do so many fun things with it. Okay, so now I'm gonna take this one and just put it over in my water for now and just set it in there. And since it is just a rubber stamp like that, I just throw the whole thing in there. Okay, now I'm gonna take a paintbrush because I only, actually I do. Okay, so for now I want to do just some leaves, and I'm gonna do them in black, and I'm gonna do them for the background here. So let's do that. Okay, so you want to make sure it's dry. And I want to say once it's dry, it'll be, I don't want to say permanent because you can't really get it wet and wash it. I think it'll wash out of it. But it'll be fine. It won't smear, you know. It won't do anything like that. So I think it works great when it's in fabric. And you can see it doesn't really go through. So that's really nice. Okay, now I'm going to take my little birdie and I'm going to use some white. I decided to go ahead and go with my white acrylic, just the Liquitex Basics paint. And because I have more of that than the gesso, and I don't really need to use gesso on it. So I'm going to take and roll it. So I just have a separate roller that I do with white. So it's kind of nice just to get two of them. You have a white one and a black one, because those are the colors I like to use, because it's pretty, goes with everything. And I always wind up using black or white. See, those are fun. So I'm just going to go ahead and go through my birds and my dandelions here and just get them white and go through and stamp it all through. Did some fun stamping. You can see the little birds, and then I did the dandelion right here. And it's mainly just for color, because you guys will see what I'm gonna do with this. It's gonna be fun. So I'm gonna take my fan brush, dip it in my water. Okay. And I'm gonna take my white here and just give it a little water down. I think these containers are great. I mean, it's nice that you can just use them for to do your paint brushes in and everything. I will definitely have these on hand. Okay, so I'm going to take a good amount and just do a little splat. And then if you turn your fan brush this way, you get bigger splats. Okay, and if you turn it flat like this, you get smaller, if you could see that. You get like more of the little speckles, like that. So this way you get, if you have a good amount of water and stuff on there and go sideways, you get the bigger splats. And then this way, where it's flat, you get the little, just splatterings. Okay, and I'm gonna do the same with the black. So make sure to dry it all. So I got it all dry here. And you could just take your scissors and cut it into strips if you want. But I'm taking my mat here, my ruler, and my rotary cutter. And I'm gonna do them about 1/2 inch. So, and we're gonna cut it into strips. This is the fun part. So I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to cut it all into strips. I am in love with it. I think that turned out really cool, and I just think that's so much fun. I mean, just look at that with all the strips and then put it together. That's kind of neat. Okay, so we got our strips. Now we're gonna put everything together. So let's see. I really like this one. Now, depending on how long you want them, if you want cute little dangles like this, that's great. If you want longer dangles, you can do this and have them longer. And let's do that. Let's go ahead and just do a long one. Now, always pops in my head is going and just sewing it. Okay. Let me think though, because we can do that without too. So I'm just gonna take this and do a little snip and a little rip. Okay. And then just seeing how long that I want it. And they all don't have to be the exact same size. That's the fun thing. You could do whatever you want. This is your creation. And keep these threads because they come in handy for clusters and all kinds of things. So I keep all these over in my little overflowing bowl. So that might have to be a video. Let me know in the comments if you guys would like to see a cluster video. I mean, geez, I got enough there to do something. Okay, so we got that. We got this. And you just start piecing stuff together, seeing how it looks. So I'm just taking my rope here and I took some strands and then I'm just unweaving it because I don't need the whole thing. Okay, I'll show you. I made like a sandwich. So I put the bottom one facing the opposite way and I just kind of folded that like this in the middle and brought it down just a little bit. Maybe ½ inch or so. Put it right here. And I'm going to put the other one on top, like this. Okay. Then I'm going to take my rope here, kind of even it out. But you don't have to. I mean, it can be even lopsided, however you want to do it. And then I'm going to pinch these. And then I'm just going to tie this around. So that's one way you could do it, or you could go and do a sew across and then tie this on. So however is easiest. Or if you have a sewing machine, this is the option. If you do not have a sewing machine. So you can even take a dab of glue and glue it all together first. Then tie it around. Let's try that. See, we could do that. Just take our little Fabrifix glue and just do a dab. Just enough to hold it. Then you're not wrestling around with it. Put a little in the middle, a little on top. And it just kind of pins it in place. So there we go. There we go. I think it's cute just like that too. All right. And I think your best option would be start in the middle here. I'm just tucking it in between all of it. Just right here. Just sticking it right in between. There we go. That just gives you a better start with it. Okay, and then you can just wrap it around the top as many times as you want, as tight as you want. Just whatever look you're going for. See, let's see. Maybe we could do it a little tighter. It just gives it a fun little wrap at the top. I kind of like the tight look of it. Okay. There we go. And then you just take it and tie it into a knot. And it ain't going nowhere. Okay. So, yeah, let's go ahead and tie it. I was thinking to put the bulb pin in there and tie it around it, but I think we could do it to something different. So let's just tie it into a knot, okay? And then there we go. I mean, geez, is that really cool, guys? I think that's fun. And you can put more beads on it if you want. I mean, however you want to do it. But isn't that cool? Okay, so we got that. I don't know if I want green. So just get whatever colors you want to put on it. And you could just undo it here. Oh, and then you could just add this to your little journal spot that you want it and have it just dangle off your little journal. So I think that turned out really cool. So I'm actually thinking of making these for my Etsy shop. And I'm thinking about making a good amount of them and stuff and selling them individually. So let me know in the comments what you guys think of that. If you'd be interested in, you know, coming and purchasing them and checking them out. And even if you come favor my shop, that helps me out a lot. So yeah, please comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to get a bunch made up. Maybe I'll add a little bit more beads or maybe a couple little more dangler things. But yeah, so let me know. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it informational. And if you could please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and you guys will see my next video when I post it. Like, comment, and share, and let's grow together. And keep on crafting.